Welcome back to another Minecraft video. I'm Jake Kelton, and I had the incredible opportunity to participate in this. This is a 12-hour community day event where over 30 incredible builders participated in creating just the most amazing group of builds that I think I've seen. It's really, really beautiful. From Godzilla fighting Mothra, foxes, and flaming clouds, this build has a little bit of everything. I'm particularly in love with this little alleyway in which it is so incredibly detailed. I think Hefty and Fish were some of the builders that built this area here. Yeah, there you can see Hefty and Fishes built this ridiculously cool alleyway. Look at this. I feel like this is something out of Arcane, and maybe a little bit of something else, but I think that this is really one of my favorite alleyways I have seen in a very long time. But not to spoil much for anybody else who's gonna wanna do their own videos on all these incredible builds, I'm just gonna talk about my builds. So let's start with where I started, which was this hourglass. I knew from the beginning that I wanted to have this animated hourglass with sand falling down from the top section into the bottom section, because of course I'm bringing animation to all of my builds. And I have a really cool time lapse thanks to a replay grabbed by a couple of community members that I can kind of showcase what I did when I was building it. Starting off with just getting my general size with the glass tube going up the center, and then kind of working my way into some of the redstone in the middle, initially wanting to use a snow golem with dropping snow into dispensers, spitting out the snowballs, and them going into the bottom section. But due to the way that the server works, the snow golem wasn't actually producing any snow, and so I had to kind of change things up, and ended up switching up to using just pistons pushing back and forth fences that were going up and down. And so that kind of worked out a little bit, but eventually I worked out how to get the sand in the top half section and the bottom half section. From there, it was just decorating all of the outside and making it look really, really pretty. I had a lot of fun with trying to get some shape. I pulled up some references online and trying to get a little bit of design around it. I know that dark wood probably would have made it stand out a little bit better, but I was kind of a little bit short on time, and so I only had a couple of hours that I could work on this particular build, and this is what I was able to get done. One thing you probably didn't see during the time lapse was at the top, there's actually some animation with the sand falling down as well, because of course you're gonna have sand in the middle that's dropping down as it's going down the fastest, sinking through there. And so I just think it's a pretty cool build. I really like the way that it looks, and very proud of it. But from there, immediately transitioned into working on this waterfall. And of course, we had to go with Grian's incredible design using some of the snow blocks, the dispensers, spitting out snow, powdered snow, getting those particles. But we also added some really cool particles at the bottom down here, which I can show by dropping down. If you use an armor stand mixed into a magma block, what it'll actually do is treat it as an item that's in the block and create these splash particles on the top of it. And it's a great way that actually doesn't have any redstone noise, just the armor stand, to add a bunch of really cool splashes at the bottom of a waterfall. So if you're worried about noise at a waterfall, considering doing something like this, you're probably going to need some dispenser to dispense the armor stand into the magma block on top of a piece of wool. So there you go, you can see the wool that it's sitting on top of. So really cool way to get some extra animation that came out of the Buildstone community. And then of course we had to throw in a fan. That is our signature move. Thank you to Pineapple for this one. I'm gonna build this fan over and over again. It's one of the best looking four-bladed fans that I have seen, and it's so good. I hopefully will memorize it so that I can build it over and over, because it's just that awesome. But we couldn't just build fans, because we got pulled into animating some other people's builds as well, which made me very happy that other people were wanting to get involved. So down here we have, I believe his name was Krunk or Krug, a amazing face that was designed by somebody. But you can see there's a little bit of blinking action that comes in, and so they requested, hey, is it possible to throw some blinking into this animation? And all I did was pull the eyeballs back a little bit, one deeper into the face, which gives it a little bit more depth, and then using a bunch of trapdoors on the top and bottom, we add a little bit of that animation of the blink. And all it is sitting on a really long clock with a 2-tick observer that all it does is get a little bit of a flicker, pop up all the way through. And when you time them just the right way, it just adds a little blink. And that's a really fun way to add some movement into an otherwise very large build. So, but of course that wasn't the only thing that we were requested to do. We were asked to animate something else as well. And this one was such a challenge, but I had such a fun time trying to do it. Spent a lot of time on it. So this is the animated Anatomical Heart that was made by another builder. So they actually designed the heart, and then I came in and added some animation to it. And this thing is crazy to be able to try to get all of the redstone packed in here. So you're gonna see this incredibly tiny clock, and this clock then has just a couple of wires that come down here and power the pistons, which you're really not gonna be able to see that much of because of how tight it is in here. It's crazy, but I spent a very, very long time on this thing trying to get all the different pistons. I was trying to animate it so that it was following some anatomy as well. But the cool part is that there's actually 2 pulses. You can see bum bum, bum bum, bum bum. It actually double pulses, and that's what I was really, really wanting to pull off. And so I'm really proud that I was able to make that happen. So it's a really cool way to just add some more life into different structures. A lot of these are more statuesque excuse me, I can talk. A lot of these are a little bit more on the statue side of things, and so the animation in them is cool, but the thing themselves is a little bit more static. But I think that there's something to be said about even your static builds having a little bit of extra movement in them and making it a little bit impressive. I think that if this was a solo build, especially the Hourglass, I probably would have tried to figure out a way to get the sand to actually fall as blocks down, and then find some really hidden secret way of transitioning those sand all the way back around through this big contraption, down the crane, and then back into it. But probably impossible. Would have been a fun challenge regardless. I just wanted to show off some of the builds that I was able to animate in here and hopefully give you some inspiration on some designs or ideas that you might have for your own builds. The Buildstone community continues to grow, and people are constantly coming up with amazing, amazing new ideas, and I love seeing them all the time. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and definitely check out some of the incredible creators and their creations as well. All of the different people who participated in this awesome event. Any socials that I know of will be linked in the description down below. Check out their channels, give them a subscribe because it's totally, totally worth it. And I'll catch you all in the next adventure. Thank you so much. Bye.